Hello, I have updated the COVID policy and wanted to take some time to review it with you all. It is especially important with winter and the holidays approaching that we follow this policy. First, I want to remind you all that we are required to wear masks when supporting anybody. This is not just a bold policy. This is also an Office of Developmental Programming requirement. Additionally, BOLD will continue to provide services to people who test positive unless hospitalized or a doctor deems our services unnecessary. Employees who are exposed to COVID must follow the following testing procedures. Employees are responsible to report any direct exposures to the agency. Employees who are not vaccinated, meaning we do not have a copy of their card, must immediately quarantine for 10 days. At the 7-day mark, any employee that tests positive can be retested and returned to work if they have a negative test from a medical institution. A negative test is required before returning to work for all employees who have tested positive. Employees who are vaccinated, meaning we have a copy of your card, do not need to quarantine if they are not showing any symptoms. However, regardless of whether or not they're showing symptoms, they must be tested 5 to 7 days after exposure. If they show symptoms at any time, they must immediately quarantine and be tested. If an employee tests positive, again, they must quarantine for 10 days. At the 7-day mark, they are eligible for retesting through a medical institution. And if they test negative, they can return to work, again, strictly adhering to mask mandates. A negative test is required before returning to work. If testing is required as a result of a direct exposure, it must be administered from an approved medical professional. An instant test at home will not be accepted. Additionally, if you are suspected of being exposed at work, BOLD will contact the employee and the people being supported that may have been exposed. If anybody needs PPEs, we have plenty of PPEs and certainly can provide you with whatever you need. Should somebody that resides in one of the respite houses or the group home test positive for COVID, we would like to try to encourage them to wear masks if possible. People who test positive, we want to also try to quarantine them to their rooms if possible, or at least to a different part of the home when possible. If staff, we also would like for staff to utilize full PPEs should they be taking care of somebody who has test positive. PPEs must be changed after physical contact, extended support, entering a different part of the home where negative household guests are. PPEs must be disposed of in separate trash cans outside of the home. The people supported by BOLD should also be monitored closely for signs and symptoms of COVID. The coordinators are responsible for screening all potential visitors to the home. Below, we talk a little bit more about visitors, and I'll let you guys review that part on your own. Masks must be worn by all staff during the time of their shift. This has not changed. If anybody needs masks, we have masks at the homes. Disposable masks are acceptable. We also must be taking our temperatures upon entering the home. If anyone has a temperature over 103, they cannot work and they should not be permitted in the home. All new employees have been screened and should continue to be screened through the screening form on their first day. Here's some details in regards to visitors that come to the home. The biggest thing for you guys to know is to make sure that you're checking the temperatures of people that are entering the home and to ask them to wash their hands. All visitors must continue to wear masks. And if they are not willing to wear a mask, they cannot visit. You can provide visitors with a mask. That's perfectly acceptable. And if you notice that any visitors are sick, you should politely ask them if they would refrain from visiting for that day and come back when they are feeling better. Uh, Additionally, all new house guests or new respites have been asked to receive a negative COVID test before they come for respite. And if they are showing any signs of any illnesses, it should be reported immediately. We are screening new guests and visitors to find out if they currently are exposed or have been exposed to COVID, or if they're showing any signs. This policy is important for you guys to all follow at this time because we are seeing an influx in cases. So we really want to make sure that you guys are able to enjoy your time with your families and enjoy some time off, healthy and happy with your families, along with the people that we support. We want to try to keep everybody healthy and happy and just to have a really good holiday season. The only way to do that is to continue to follow these mandates for this time. And we hope that maybe next year we won't have to do this. But for now, we are going to continue to follow these mandates. So please remember to wear masks when you're on shift, to remember to take your temperatures, to wash your hands often, to wash surfaces in the house often, and to ensure that we have as clean of homes as possible in order to try to keep everybody healthy and happy for the holidays. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day.